Welcome to the country, where we do country things, and on today's video, we're going to be doing an antler removal of our breeder buckshot. So we're going to do this video from start to finish of how we cut the antlers off the bucks that we're going to be holding over for the next year. Now, Buckshot is one of our breeders, so he's obviously going to be here next year, and we have one yearling buck that we still got to get the antlers off of at some point. So today we're going to go and get the antlers off of Buckshot, show you how it's done from start to finish. So give me a minute to get my stuff together, and then I'll be right back.
Hey guys, I don't know how good that is, but we got a dart in him there. I'm gonna give him about 10 or 12 minutes, go back to the house, get our reversal medicine, get our hacksaw so we can get his antlers off, and then when he goes to sleep, we'll be back. Okay guys, I'm just hanging back here a little bit. He's starting to get really wobbly now. Just let him go ahead and lay down there on his own, not push him around or anything. He's also a really large bodied deer. He's kind of up there with Bo as far as body size. He's, you know, 250 plus probably. So it may take a little bit more time for him to actually go to sleep. We're just going to take our time here. We don't need to be in a hurry. I explained the process last year for you people who are new with this drug. Once they go to sleep, they've got to be down for 20 minutes just to give their body time to metabolize the drug. So when you're doing these procedures like these antler removals, or you're loading them in trailers or whatever you happen to be doing to them, you don't really have to be in too much of a hurry. The only problem would be if he was in here with another buck. The other buck would really try to kill him if he was acting like this and going down. That's one of the issues when you have bucks together in the same pen and you need to knock one down. Another buck would really try to rough him up, you know, when he starts acting like this. So the way we set our pens up and the way we do things, we don't usually have bucks together. So it really helps out with the safety of the bucks. And this is the only reason that we do this, is for their safety and for the safety of these does and these fawns. You know, he's going to get really aggressive at some point. You know, he's a 3-year-old buck, so he's really getting on up there as far as being a mature buck, and he will get real aggressive during the rut, and he'll probably kill these fawns or the does if he has the chance. But we're not going to let him do that, because we're going to remove his antlers this afternoon. So, you know, even though, you know, you're taking a risk by knocking them down like this, it's a whole lot less of a risk than leaving the antlers on their head the whole time. And we learned that the hard way, so that's why we spend the money and the time and take the effort to do this, is to keep these animals safe, keep us safe, and it's the best thing for everybody all around. So at some point these fawns will be moved out of this pen, and the does will be moved up with the new breeder buck. So he'll spend the winter in this pen by himself anyway. But that's just going to add to his frustration as the breeding season comes. You know, he'll be able to see those does and smell those does, and he'll be in a totally separate pen, so he won't be able to get to them. So that's just going to add to his frustrations, and just be more likely for him to be trying to fight through the fence. And with his antlers off, he can do that and not get not get hung up and not get hurt. So like I said before, this is not going to be something that he's going to feel. This is going to be painless to him. Those antlers are a hard antler, and he's not going to feel this at all when I get ready to cut them. So if anybody has any concerns about that, I can assure you that he's not going to be in any kind of pain. We're just going to ease up here real quick. And I'm kind of doing this by myself this evening because we have a lot going on here, and I don't want to spook a bunch of deer with getting a bunch of people down here. I was going to get the guy that came out and scored bow. I was going to have him come out and score this deer, and I decided not to, just because of how many deer in the pen with him, and just they don't know those guys, and they might get spooked or something, and it's not worth it to me to know his score and take a risk of hurting a deer by getting some strangers down in here in the pen. So I'll probably get you guys set up a little bit of ways from him, just so I can work on him and walk up to him here, get his eyes covered. Let me back you guys out. I can hear him snoring, so I think he's completely out of it. But let me get this tripod set up for you guys. Get you up in the air just a little bit. Hopefully another deer don't come by and knock it over. Okay, first thing I want to do, guys, is make sure I retrieve the dart. So here's the darts that we shoot. These are just a 1cc dart, and they got a mechanism in them. When they hit, it actually springs forward and injects the medicine. So if you're wondering what the darts look like, that's the darts. We don't want to leave these out here, because if we do, the other deer will chew on them and eat this plastic and stuff. So we want to make sure we pick these things up whenever we do these antler removals, to not have something the other deer can chew on and swallow. Okay guys, there's his antlers off. Let me pick you guys up and we'll go get a close look at him. It's good to go ahead and inspect these deer once you get them down like this, just to make sure that their feet are good and that they don't have anything going on that you can't really see. You can see just how large this buck is. Now this buck is a northern genetics buck. He's was bred in Minnesota. Even though he was born here on our farm, his mother was bred in Minnesota, so he's actually, you know, has those northern genetics, which is typically has a bigger body size, which is the reason we bought her to begin with. So he's a really large deer. He's pushing 300, I would say. He's as big as Bo. He's as heavy as Bo. So we'll just look at his feet here real quick. Just make sure his feet are good and even, not have any overgrowth. Just do a kind of a little inspection on him. So we got time here. He's not ready to be woke up just yet. But see how his feet are really good. He doesn't ever have any problem with his feet. They're even. His legs, everything looks good. I don't see any swelling. I don't see any problems with him. He's out of his summer coat, completely into his winter gray. You can tell he's just really slick. He has a little bit of something right there where he may have hit the fence or rubbed on something, but that's not a big deal. Other than that, he's really a pretty boy. Let's get up here and you guys can listen to him snoring. He is completely out of it now. So we make sure to cover their eyes up. This drug is more of it's an immobilizer versus something that actually anesthetizes them. So when you think of being put under, you don't remember anything, you're completely asleep. And this really doesn't anesthetize the deer. It's just immobilizes them where they can't move. So, you know, they kind of can still see, and it's just less stress on them if you cover their eyes up, just to make sure that you stress them out the least amount as possible. So he's looking good here. His feet look good, everything looks good on him. Give him just a couple more minutes to kind of metabolize that drug, and then I'll show you guys the process of the reversal. So give me just a few minutes to get him ready to reverse, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, with this reversal, you want to give that in the deepest part of the muscle. And where that's going to be is right there on his back hams where the brown meets the white. That's kind of the thickest muscle that they have there. So that's where I'm going to inject this reversal. So this is it. He gets 2 cc's of the reversal. So you remember we shot him with a 1 cc dart of the knockdown. We need to give him double the amount of reversal. So we've got 2 cc's drawn up here, so I'll go ahead and give him that shot. Okay, and then there's another reversal drug that he gets a 1/2 cc of. I can't pronounce the names of these drugs, so I don't know exactly how they pronounce them, so I'm not going to try. I just know that he gets a 1/2 cc of this small bottle. So we'll draw that up, a 1/2 cc. Go ahead and give that to him. Okay guys, we got the cover off of his eyes. We got the medicine, got everything we brought in here. Make sure we take it out. Okay, I'm going to back out here, guys. It's getting dark, so it's maybe a little bit grainy, but I want to back out here a little bit just to make sure we give him plenty of room, and then I'll try to zoom in. Okay guys, it's going to take him just a couple of minutes here to kind of wake up. So whenever he starts moving around and gets ready to get up, then I'll be back. Okay guys, he just got up and took off running. So I wasn't ready, but anyway. Don't know how well you can see it, it's getting pretty dark, but he's back up on his feet. It'll just take him a few minutes to completely come out of it, but he's going to be fine. Appreciate you guys watching, and we'll be back.